Hey guys, welcome to Surf and Show. I'm Noel Salas, and today's surfboard review is on the Slater Designs Flat Earth by Aquila IPA. Now I've got three stock boards. I've got a 5.5 coming in at 25.9 liters. The one behind me is 5.6 at 27.1, and this is the 5.7 coming in at 28.4. Now, I'm 5'9" and 160 pounds. This is gonna be fun. Sit back, get your favorite drink, enjoy the show. Now I wanna start with the board attributes. And I've had the privilege of writing and reviewing some of Aquila's other board designs. And one thing I can say consistently about his designs is I love the high performance feel underfoot. I also like the high performance sleek outline his boards have. Remember, the Flat Earth was designed as a twin or twin plus trailer. And when have you ever seen on the nose, just looking at the outline, have you seen a twin fin with this high performance look to it? When I'm laying on the board, I want to say that it feels or looks like I'm paddling a high performance shortboard. Now, what can I say about the Flat Earth and how it feels underfoot? I would say it's fast, it's loose, it's responsive, it's smooth rail to rail, but it has this quick pivot coming off the bottom and gets you into the lip quickly. So quick that it can be tough to control. But what can we attribute that pivot to? Well, let's start moving back to the middle of the board here, and its wide point is a little back from center, and that promotes pivot. As we head back into the tail, this little wing right here will enable the water to break off the rail and get me to get where I want into the lip quickly. Now we also got to talk about the reduction in surface area behind the wing. That also enables a high performance turn. I've been talking about a high performance shortboard. Look at the tail back here. It's a little squash tail as opposed to a swallowtail. So everything Aquila and Kelly are doing here is a little different than what you would see in most twin fin board designs. Now I want to talk about the rail, the foil, and the rocker. So let's talk about the rail first. When I hold it, I would say the rail is tapered, right? And the apex of the rail is a bit lower. This is a twin fin, so twin fins are fast. By moving the apex lower, it's gonna help me get this board on rail and hold it there to give me the traction. Now, if we're talking about traction, we've got to talk about rocker. It's got medium entry and medium exit. And when you look at the rocker, I can't help but notice the foil, how foiled it is in the nose and in the tail. And when I talk about the foil in the tail, coupled with a medium exit rocker, that's gonna give me great sensitivity, good traction to come off the bottom and put it where I want with that higher performance feel. Now I want to talk about the bottom contours. There's a slight V up in here, and then it's going into a single, and you can see right here with the straight edge as I come into right about here by the IPA sign, that's where the double starts to come in, and it's moderate. It's getting a little bit deeper through the fins here, and then as I get in here to the tail, right behind the third fin, you can see I've got some V now. And the reason I wanted to talk about the bottom contours is the double concave really helps the water and the way it flows. And I really like a single to double, especially when I'm surfing choppy waves. I did ride the Flat Earth in some choppy, chunky conditions where I had to get across some flat spots. I thought it did really well. And then I was able to put it on rail, especially backside, and I felt like it still had that flow and pivot without disengaging the rail. Now I want to talk about the fins I chose, and I started the review writing the 5.5 because it comes in at 25.9 liters, and that's the sweet spot for me, especially with an EPS board. If you follow the show, my liter range is roughly 25 to about 26.5. Now, I started it with a twin plus trailer. I kind of wanted the stability and I want to get a feel for the board first. So I went with Aquila IPA's twins, and then I added my own little trailer fin. This is a prototype, something I'm working on. And that's why I started here. And then I started riding it with some twin fins. This is the HP keels, and this is another prototype I'm working on. This is the high performance twins. Now I put some waves together. You'll see it with the twin plus trailer first, and then we'll go into twin fins. Check it out. Now that you've seen a few waves, running the Twin Plus trailer, it really feels like a thruster with a lot more speed. That little trailer fin's really gonna stabilize the board and give me something to pivot off of. I will say this board's pivoting real quick, and when I look at the footage, I really feel like the 5.5 looked a little small on me. It didn't have as much flow as I'd like it to have, but as soon as I got into some head height waves and below, I really liked the twin fins with the HP keels. I had that wide base and good hold, and I felt like I was getting into the lip real quick. And then when I switched it to the high performance twin, this prototype, I'm thinking about one little right when I came straight off the bottom and it did a quick snap. The thing happened so fast, and then the wave kind of took off and the board matched the wave speed really well. And I can say that when I was riding it with the Twin Plus trailer and twin fins, I felt like I was reacting to the board the whole time because it was pivoting so fast. And I thought to myself, I wonder what the next size up would feel like if it would tone it down a bit, give me a little bit more flotation, and would it lack any performance? And that's when I got my hands on the 5.6. Now on the 5.6, 1 inch longer, a little wider, a little thicker, and the volume's 27.1, so a little more than 1 full liter compared to the 5.5. I started with the MR Twin Plus trailer just to get a feel for the board, and then I went into the HP keels. I think you guys will be stoked. Check these waves out. Now that you've seen a few waves on the 5.6, I'm starting to connect with the board. We got some waves that were overhead, running the MR Twin Plus trailer, and when the board picks up that kind of speed, I need the control on my bottom turns so when I hit the lip, I have an idea how fast I'm gonna get there. And I just felt like I didn't sacrifice any performance. I gained control, and now we're working together. Now, when I got into the HP keels, when you remove that trailer fin and you don't have as much stability in the tail, I'm gonna surf faster. And I really felt like adding a little bit of foam and not losing that performance, I had the control. And with the HP keels, I felt like I could push through my turns as opposed to reacting like I was on the 5.5 the whole time. Now, with this being said, what I did naturally in my mind is say, this board feels great. Do we stop here? Or I wonder what the 5.7 would feel like. My friend had one and I borrowed it at 28.4 liters. I'm wondering how that's gonna go. Now on the 5.7, I didn't start with the Twin Plus trailer because I knew it would go good with it already. My focus is, can I get high performance feel at a 28.4 liters? So I went with the HP keels for the bulk of the testing. I wanna know if I can push this board with the twins in overhead surf. And then towards the end, I put in the high performance twins, this prototype, to loosen it up even more. Check it out. Now that you've seen a few waves on the 5.7, it pretty much blew my mind. My initial thought was, is it going to turn in slow motion? Is it going to feel big and sluggish? And to my surprise, even in the bigger surf, where I thought I wouldn't be able to keep the rail engaged because I'm going so fast, especially riding twin fin. And I felt like I set the rail down because it has the lower apex, the rail sunk in, and I was able to push even harder on the 5.7 than I did on the 5.6. Now, the HP keels do offer a lot of hold because of the wide base. It has a good amount of fin area, and it's got a bit of rake to it, but I have this thinner tip, so it's giving me that release, and I rode the bulk of it with that, and I really felt like I was gelling with the board. It had great flow. It had the release when I wanted it. Now, the other thing I'll say is that when I changed it to the prototype, the high performance twin, I just wanted to get up in the lip even quicker. The waves got smaller, and as it got smaller, it still felt like the board was playful. And I'll take that 28.4 liters with a more high performance fin and feel like I didn't sacrifice anything performance-wise compared to the 5.6 or the 5.5. It actually was just the opposite for me. I felt like I could push harder, I had more confidence, and I felt like the 5.7 had more flow. Now I'm sure you're asking yourself, which one of the three would I choose out of the stock boards? I'm taking the 5.7. I want that extra flotation as long as I'm not sacrificing any performance. Now I will say that with the Flat Earth, you can run pretty much any twin plus trailer and have a great time on this board. But the idea is that you eventually want to take out the trailer and ride it purely as a twin fin. Just make sure the twin fin that you get has good hold, drive, and pivot. Now, some guys in our community have asked if I rode it as a thruster, and I did. I started with the rake template, and it was really tight because the fin boxes are moved back and it's set for a twin fin. Moving those fins back is really going to tighten up the board, and it kind of made all three boxes clustered together. So if you want to ride this as a thruster, run a nice upright pivot template, and you'll have a good time. But do yourself a favor, get yourself a good set of twins, and really appreciate the ridiculous speed this board's carrying and have a lot more fun surfing it as a twin and take that trailer out. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed today's review on the Flat Earth by Slater Designs. This is a favorite for 2021 and I highly recommend it. Now if you like the show, subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss an episode, and give us a thumbs up if you like our content. Special shout out thanks to Slater for sending these boards down for review, and until next time, we'll see you in the water. Bye-bye.